Hello and welcome. So today we have the June 2020 energy update and transmission. So I have some messages for you guys. I just pulled some cards and kind of had a little convo and a lot of note taking. But the overall energy that I'm getting is not only transition, but a lot of resistance. There's change happening. There's already has been change that has occurred within a lot of us now. And as we get back to work, as we start new jobs, it's starting to feel, it's kind of what I'm getting. It's starting to be a little scary in a way to see that this something within us has changed, and coming back to something old just doesn't feel right. So there's a lot of that uncertainty just kind of floating around. There's some confusion. Some of us may be having a lot more clarity. I know that I went through a time when I was really confused and I was seeing all this change within myself, but not seeing a lot of change physically out reflected back to me in my world, so in my reality. So I kind of know how that feels, where you're just uncertain of how things are going to go, if this is the right path. Should I be doing this job? Should I be going in this direction? Should I be staying here? Should I be moving? So there's a lot of those types of questions and that kind of energy just spewing about. And it really all comes from the resistance to change, and it's about going into the unknown. So really allowing yourself to surrender. And that was what kind of came up for me. But I want to kind of backtrack and mention how our inner energy and our inner world and everything truly is reflected back to us. Life really is reflected back to us. So how you're feeling within is truly going to be reflected back to you. That is how you're going to receive love. If you don't have a lot of self-love for yourself, maybe you run into partners that just truly aren't giving you what you need, and you can't really figure out what that is, and you're just stuck in that pattern. So it's really about self-love, making sure that you feel good within yourself, doing that inner work that we have been doing. If you're here, you have been doing it, and just cultivating and holding on to that self-love, and remembering that the healing of the world truly comes from within. It's really about healing ourselves before going out and trying to heal the world. And I want to say a disclaimer, especially if you're a light worker and you're a healer, a coach, or whatever, knowing that you can heal people by simply your experience. Okay, you don't need to be an ascended master, and you don't have to be someone that's been through it all, that's gone to the other side and back and everything like that. You don't have to be that type of person. You can literally just help and serve people through your experience, through your energy. You truly can do a lot with just who you are and just staying in your truth and holding on to that self-love within. So a lot of this resistance that we find, it's really just showing us okay, hey, there's been change going on inside. Maybe it's time to change up our physical reality. Maybe it's time to come outside of ourselves. As we are kind of just opening back up physically into our world, it's time to really take action for those things, to really notice and become aware of the little opportunities that are coming up for you. It's really about this path of the soul, following your heart and your soul. And it can seem super scary when everything's a little rocky and we're not super stable where we are, and we feel once we get things back to normal, things are going to be a little shaky and a little unstable, and that's scary. It's overall scary. You don't know how things are going to go. You don't know how long things are going to last, and change has occurred. It's already been done. So it's time to kind of surrender to this change. And that's the big message here, is to surrender to the change that has happened within you, so that you may give yourself permission to open up and see the possibilities and the opportunities that are literally just trying to come to you. They're trying to come to you, but there's this resistance, this fear, which is completely normal and totally okay to be feeling right now. And remembering that the path of least resistance really does not lead to anywhere super great. It leads to nowhere. It leads to where you are right now. and we are ever evolving beings. So it's really about moving past the past and really living in the present. The only way we live in the present is by truly evolving and growing with what we see, do, and feel. Our energy is always changing. We're here really surrounded by energy, so everything is always shifting, and it's time to kind of move with that, but moving from a place that feels good within. And that doesn't just mean like, oh, I'm comfortable here, I'm just gonna like stay here in my corner, nothing bad is gonna happen. It's gonna bite you in the butt, and there's going to be this little like ping in your heart. Your soul's going to be urging you. You're going to be maybe even seeing signs that, okay, it's time to take action. It is time to make a game plan. Like, okay, how do you want your life to look? Are you truly like giving yourself that self-care and that self-love so that it can be attracted back to you? That self-love is magnetic. It is going to attract romance. It is going to attract people. Your soul tribe is going to attract so many people that are truly aligned with you. But it is really about aligning yourself with your life. And that is what I mean by kind of planning out and journaling and all this kind of stuff. Really taking those soul urges and those dreams and everything and putting them on paper. And it doesn't have to be even physically on paper, but really trying to create a plan for yourself. Something a little bit more tangible, kind of like you're chipping away at your passions and these urges that you're getting. And it's going to feel very scary, only because you only know a little at a time. You only have certain pieces to the puzzle. We can't see the big picture right here. Maybe you can totally see the big picture, and you're wondering, how do I get to that big picture? It seems so far off. But knowing that within the unknown, within surrendering and acceptance and holding that self-love for yourself, you're allowing the universe to give you, this is what I always say, allowing the universe to give you the blessings and grant you those miracles, okay? So really aligning your life is truly going to help you kind of figure things out as things are changing, as you're changing, because in our physical realm, it changes a lot slower. It's a lot slower here. The change happens within, and we rarely realize it until we kind of go back and look at all that we've been through and just notice like, whoa, I've had this complete change of mind. Like, I'm not even the same person anymore that I was. And we all feel that, but it's a matter of seeing it within our lives too. So really taking that change and bringing it into our lives so that it feels more aligned to us. And that may mean taking a different path and really noticing the opportunities that are coming within you and using your intuition to your benefit. So when you are really trying to align your life with how you feel within, it's a matter of asking like, what is not aligned? What needs to be changed? What doesn't feel right? And kind of going from there, because certain things may not feel like you anymore, and it's time to shift them. It's time to change them. It's time to maybe go meet different people. Maybe it's time to connect more with the people that you have been around with. Maybe it's time to create that business, whatever it may be. It's a matter of noticing and becoming aware of what is not aligned with you right now, and knowing it is perfectly okay to change. It is totally okay to change. It's happening within us. We're just not talking about it, but yeah, it's real. So yes, just coming back and connecting with your soul and truly noticing and listening to what your soul and your heart is calling. And to do that, it's really just about having those daily little reminders that you are divine, those little reminders like of how it feels to be connected and moving from the heart, how it feels to be connected to spirit, how it just what you do when that happens. So just finding something that truly brings you joy, something that brings you joy, something that helps you really connect with your higher self and your heart or your soul, whatever it is that you feel will intuitively bring you to this place that your life is calling you. And knowing that this heaven on earth, I know a lot of people are talking about, oh, heaven is on earth and everything. And that's a definite belief that I truly do believe, that heaven truly is on earth. And I've gotten many transmissions that it is here and it is coming. It is coming. I can't even talk. It is here and it is coming. And I just want to remind you that that may be just within you. Remember, it starts, this healing, this change starts within before it really shifts in our physical realm on the earth here. So this heaven on earth, I see that we're just super connected with Mother Earth. We're very compassionate and we're very aligned and just more loving and connected. And it's all about having this peace of mind. So it truly is within. When people are talking about like this heaven on earth or whatever it is that you believe in, it's truly within. So that is kind of what can truly come up from strategizing, from doing your self-love practices, from taking the time to remember you are a divine, beautiful being, and you can be guided by the heart, by really taking action and growing your awareness and just having fun and being joyful. So knowing that you can still move forward and it's not the end of the world, that this resistance and this fear is showing up in your life, it is totally, totally normal. And it is a celebration that like, whoa, change is happening. I'm shifting. I'm awakening. I'm seeing 1111. Like take those moments. I definitely suggest, like, if you see any signs, whether it be an animal, whether it be some numbers, just some phrases, people say something to you, a feeling, just a little ping, really, whenever that happens, whenever you feel a sign, see a sign, hear a sign, bring your hands onto your heart. Make it a little ritual when you see those signs. For example, when you see 1111, make it a ritual to bring those hands on your heart, to breathe, just to take like 3 breaths. I'm telling you, just 3 breaths. Really anchor yourself in the moment, in this present moment, to anchor in, okay, I see this. Let me remind myself how it feels to be guided by my heart, to feel this kind of peace of mind that we are all divine, that we are one, that you are truly backed up by some beautiful sources and forces. Just 3 breaths. On top of that, as far as connecting with the earth, obviously get outside, get grounded, and remember. Get grounded and remember. That is the huge thing right now. Get grounded and remember. So going outside, you can go outside barefoot. You can just sit and eat out there, whatever you want to do. You can touch some plants, some trees, get your hands in the soil, run around in the mud, whatever it is. Really get grounded, get acquainted with the herbs of the earth, get acquainted with the trees, maybe just sit with one. The trees hold wisdom. They're like the angels of the earth here. So just expanding your awareness and your understanding of how nature truly is a reflection of us, seeing that we can truly aspire to be the way that earth kind of moves, the way that she like transitions without fear, or the way that she takes her time, but eventually she gets there. She gets there. So there's just so many different qualities that we can take from the earth, that we can learn from the earth, and how she moves and how she operates. So the earth truly is a soul. That's just what I believe. Mama Gaia is the soul of the earth, and we are literally living on it. So it's time to connect. It's time to reconnect and remember. So taking those deep breaths, getting outside, getting grounded, getting acquainted with what plants are around you, with the trees are around you, whatever you resonate with, maybe even just the animals and the bugs or whatever it may be. It's okay. Be a child again. So that seems to be the overall energy and just the messages that has come through me that I am sharing with you. If this served you in any way, shape, or form, please do like and comment down below. I would love to see how you guys are doing, what you're feeling, if anything kind of resonated with you. This is a general reading for the month, so some things may resonate, some things may not, and just like kind of take what is and accept it. And I'm just super happy to be able to do this, and I can't wait to do this further on, so make sure you subscribe if you want some more of these monthly energy updates and messages from source and my guides to yours. So yeah, and also you'll be getting weekly yoga classes and some beautiful meditations as well, and more things to come. I'm a writer, so who the heck knows what's gonna come, but yeah. Sending you guys so much love from my heart to yours. Have a beautiful, beautiful June. Mwah!